Hello everyone, this is Michael Cheek with MikesGuitarLessons.com. Today we're going to learn All the Small Things by Blink-182. We're just going to start off the intro here. This is what we're going to be learning right here. Okay. And you basically learn one thing and you repeat it twice. That gives you the whole intro, and it's used throughout the song. So again, I'm calling this the intro, but you're going to be able to use this for a lot of the song too, further into it. Now, I'm mainly doing power chords here. If you don't know what a power chord is, these chords that use your first and third finger. If you want to, you can use your pinky to add a third note to it, but we're just going to learn the two-note power chords here. Those are all power chords, the ones that look like that. So we're going to start off with the two chords at the beginning, okay, and then the actual chord progression that gets repeated starts off. So that part right there is basically like this. Again, if you don't know your strings, this is the skinny E string, or the first one. This is the B string, the G, the D, the A, and the sixth E string, or I'll call it the thick E string. Now, you're going to start off with your first finger on the third fret of this thick E string, playing that note, and then you're going to take your third finger and put it on the fifth fret of the A string. Okay, those two notes are all you need to worry about. Just mute the other ones with your first finger by letting it touch them just a little bit, and you're going to play that power chord and then slide your two fingers down 2 frets each. So your first finger is going to go down to the first fret, and your third finger is going to go down to the third fret. So, okay. Now I don't mean slide the notes. I just mean let your hand go down to the first and third frets. Okay. So that's the first little part of the intro. Now we're going to our first chord in the chord progression section that we actually repeat. So you're going to go to the A string and put your first finger in the third fret, playing that note. And you're going to put your third finger in the fifth fret of the D string, playing that note. Everything else is muted, even this thick E string. And you're going to strum that power chord 8 times. Okay? Full speed is actually a little faster than that. Now after you get done with that chord, you're going to keep this same formation, but your first finger is going to go all the way up to the 8th fret on the A string, and your third finger is going to go all the way up to the 10th fret on the D string. You're going to strum that 8 times. So that's going to sound like this. You may get a little bit of a slide in there, and that's okay. If it sounds like that, that's fine. Now, after you strum 8 times on the 8th fret and the 10th fret on the A and D string, then you're going to go down to the 3rd fret on the thick E string, playing that note, and you're going to put your third finger on the 5th fret of the A string. So 3rd fret on the E string, 5th fret on the A string. You're going to actually strum this chord 9 times, okay? So 9 times. After you do that, what I want you to do is keep your hand where it's at, but just kind of let up the pressure so you're still touching all your strings. And we're going to do some chucking. Chucking is basically where you're just holding the strings so they're muted, but you still strum them, so we get this sound. Okay? So after you play 9 of these chords, then you're going to chuck 4 times. Okay? It's going to sound like this. Okay. Now after that, after you do your chucking, you're going to go down to the 1st and 3rd frets, same strings, E string and A string, and play that. You actually play it 3 times. A lot of times I leave the 3rd one off, but he actually does play it 3 times. Okay? So, and then you start over, but you leave out that little 2-chord chord progression right there. You just leave that out. So the whole intro is going to sound like this. Or actually, I'll play it kind of slow so you can follow along. So in case you want to play along with me. And then you repeat it. And then the verse starts. Now, this isn't too hard of a song, but that depends on how long you've been playing guitar. So if you are a beginner, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and try to learn a song like this. I'll put the other videos up on my website at www.mikesguitarlessons.com.